What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm showcasing a very awesome mock that I just built, which was one of my first live streams in a very long time. So I am planning to do a bigger and longer live stream, which will be in multiple parts, building, of course, a giant mock, which I haven't decided what it will be yet, so make sure you guys comment down below about that. But back to the actual video, of course, I just built a really cool mock from the Clone Wars, and I'm going to show you guys a deep dive into everything I built, starting with the minifigures. So the only minifigure I really want to take a deeper look into is this Anakin, which is the 2025 Anakin. The only difference is I used the Clone Wars style torso for him. So I swapped off the head, and I still got the same printed legs because I think those are a lot more accurate. So it still gives that realistic style like the rest of the non-Clone Wars minifigures are, but still has the more accurate torso. So that's the only minifigure I really wanted to take a deeper look into. The rest of them are pretty normal and no changes really, except maybe a custom blaster too, which I will show again a little bit later. And one of the sadder parts about this mock is that I only have one of the new V19 Torrent clone pilots. Technically there should be two in here, but besides that, nothing else is really inaccurate with this build. But to take a closer look in the build, I'll remove the Coruscant Guard gunship, except for this clone, which I'll show quickly a little bit. I do use this sort of dish piece here, which is this translucent blue, which is actually really accurate. I think it looks really nice for sort of a stun effect on his blaster, because there were stun effects during the Clone Wars, specifically in the scene. And I also added the white rangefinder binoculars that was in the scene from the same clone. So if I just move out the Coruscant Guard gunship, which technically should be a normal one, but I don't have a normal gunship, and I think Coruscant Guard gunship will look a lot better because it is, of course, the Coruscant Guard clones. But now this is the actual build, which if you flip it down here, I think you can see some of the support that I used to sort of make it seem like it is a little bit above ground and is sort of like floating in a way. And I also decided to add this little bit of a height difference there, lining with this sand blue here, which I like a lot. So Ahsoka's sort of running on top of this, supposed to actually be railing on it, but I wasn't able to add that with the lack of pieces that I had. But I do like the overall like structure of the build. If you actually flip around here, you can see the highlighter bricks, which I used as filler pieces. So not the greatest from certain angles, but here, which is basically the only angle we'll be displayed at, looks very nice. And I also had a little bit of the fragments of little fire pieces from when the Star Wars version, I guess, of the RPG was fired at Ahsoka Tano to slow her down, which was basically the only time I saw anything other than a stun blaster being used. And I also have Anakin in the front, again, the custom Anakin, as well as Rex right behind him. And if I want it to be extremely scene accurate, Fox should go in front of Anakin, then Rex after Anakin. So that's the exact position that they were in. So I'll just put it like that and show how that looks. I think that looks pretty nice without cramping all the minifigures there possible. I know Asajj Ventress was in that scene, but sadly I wasn't able to include her because it wouldn't really make sense in this specific scene. So I tried to fit in as many minifigures as I could without making it overcrowded. I definitely think I did a good job on that. As far as the actual build goes, I really like it. I can also circle through a couple different minifigure placements and positions throughout the actual build. Here's another one of my favorite minifig placements. There's definitely a lot of them, and I'm still missing Rex as well as a couple Coruscant Guard in this specific position. And this is what the build looks like with absolutely no minifigs on it. I was definitely missing a couple pieces that I would rather have, like these lighting poles are supposed to be 100% completely black, but sadly I wasn't able to add that because of the lack of some black pieces in my collection. And you can see some of the light bricks with the highlighter bricks poking through some of the Technic pinholes, which is another reason why I don't really like this mock too much. But if I definitely had a lot of other pieces, this would definitely be one of my favorite mocks, at least for creativity and actual idea of the build. Overall, for this mock, it took me about an hour to build, but I was reacting to and commenting about a bunch of chats, and also at the beginning I was waiting for a lot of people to join by showing off some of my collection, so not exactly an hour, but about an hour for just a chill build. But some of the stuff, of course, I wish I could change about this build is a lot of the piecement places, I guess part placement. Specifically, a lot of them are not the most accurate, like the light poles. Those are probably the least accurate, and the lack of railing, which suffers from accuracy. But besides that, figure-wise, I wish I could have another pilot, but the only other one I have is Oddball, which is technically an Arc 170 pilot and not that more accurate clone pilot. And of course, I wish I could find some sort of way to incorporate Asajj Ventress. I could have added this like a little bit higher with an entire MOC underneath, like some kind of a sewer system that Ashoka escaped through. But again, this figure wouldn't be the most accurate because she doesn't really look like this in the scene. She does have a different complete look. But besides that, that is going to do it for today's video. And again, I'm planning for a very big MOC soon, so make sure you comment down below some ideas for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing rest of your day, and see you all in the next one.